Describe this as a relegation four-pointer just 2 weeks into the new First Utility Super League season, but that's what many people are saying. Certainly the 2 points on offer tonight are absolutely vital for both Wakefield and Bradford. Team sheets are now confirmed. This is the way the Wakefield side will line up. Richie Samet has left the Bradford Bulls. Adam Henry's from Australia, formerly with the Sydney Roosters. There's a real battle royal prospect up front at hooker, where Matt Diskin will be taking on Paul McShane on the other side. They're two ex-Leeds Rhinos. Adam Sidlow, the former Salford man, he recently signed a contract extension at the Bulls. And Danny Bridge, he is on loan from Warrington. And the subs here for Wakefield: Anthony Mullally arrived in the last 48 hours on that month-long loan from the Huddersfield Giants. So here they come, the Wakefield players. And well, Richard Agar's previous 2 seasons in charge, hampered by poor starts to the season. In 2012, 1 win in the first 6, 6 wins in the first 20, 8th place finish. 2013, 2 wins from the first 7, they dropped to 11th in the final table. He believes that that cannot happen again. The Bradford Bulls, well, they made that great start under Francis Cummins 12 months ago. They hammered Wakefield in round 1. 40 points to 6. They'd lost just 3 of 11. They're happy, Wakefield. They are in defensive mode at the moment as Bradford come forward. And the kick deep from Luke Gale. He'll be doing a lot of that tonight.
Not the best kick, though. They've got to realise they're going to take it away. This fellow is very clever on his feet, Richie Mathers. They've got to kick into the corner. It's going to be so important. Paul Sykes, though, I think is not the fastest of standoffs. And let's hope that, for Bradford's sake, Lee Gaskell gets over that early injury, because he's the man that can put a lot of pressure on Paul Sykes tonight.
Washbrook gets the ball away to Ali Lauatiti. He scored a try in the opening weekend last weekend. Is still convinced that the one that was disallowed was actually absolutely legal, should have been allowed. It touched the ground in his view, not in the view of the match referee. They've reached the last tackle here.
Great run there by Danny Kerman. He was excellent last year.
High kick from the boot of Sykes. Luke George is underneath it, punches it cleanly. Luke George.
Boy, what a take! Talk about under pressure. Looked as though he was just angling awkward, but he got to it.
Well, 2 completed sets for both sides, and defence looked vigorous for both. And goodness me, that's exactly what you do not need so early on in a game. You're just trying to find your line and length. You're trying to get your troops to the other end of the field with some good quality, and you don't need anyone lying on, just having a second bite, much to the annoyance of the Wakefield Trinity coach. It offers the Bradford Bulls some early good field position.
Sidlow was involved there. Well, all you can say is that Wakefield, they have started extremely nervous. It's a big hit. That was good work by Diskin. Scruton, they got all the shoulder underneath. Sidlow didn't like it.
Well, Matt Diskin spoke pre-match about you have to be smart, and he's leading his troops. He is the Bradford Bulls captain. Great shoulder into the tackle, dislodged the ball. And you kind of think Bradford have to come up with something to capitalise on all the possession and field position they've had.
Well, what a complete and utter schmozzle that was.
John Wells had a look at this beforehand. Brett Carney's missed all pre-season games because of an injury. Came back and played his first game last week. Now, he wasn't a great pass out in front of him. John was again keen to emphasise he's a great player, Brett Carney, and they've done well to hold on to him. When he starts firing, Bradford Bulls team and club will be a whole lot better for it. But on that occasion, look, I think the pass could have been better, and I think Brett Carney would probably say himself he could have done better.
And how wide was he stood from the base of the scrum? I don't think Andrew Johns could have got the ball to hit his fingers at that point. Just narrow your game, shorten it up. You've got to have some completion. You've got to get to the other end of the field.
Well, I think you've got to say, Paul, that mainly due to the fact that they've lost Gaskell, they've got to utilise the fullback Brett Kearney to come in, because he really is the man that can take the position and bring on the centres and run onto it as hard as possible.
That's McShane at dummy half, and he got the ball away to Peter Godinet. Richie Mathers with a quick play of the ball, and he finds Danny Kermond. Kermond last year made it to the Dream Team, and he might have made it to the World Cup for England as well, but didn't. Oh, and under pressure, that's off the outside of the boot. And Luke George is there to pick up the pieces. There was no way then that Paul Sykes could get the proper kick away because he was under pressure immediately he received the ball.
And another problem, Eddie, is the fact that Richard Agar realises, look, they've got to stand and give themselves a little bit more room. They allowed Bradford to get all the pressure on Paul Sykes on that kick. That's great work from the hook at his kick.
He was looking for the penalty.
Is that it pinched?
He was looking for the penalty. The penalty never came. And now it does.
Well, surely Daniel Smith took that one-on-one.
Stewart.
Well, he's taken that on the way down. The referee hasn't seen it, and has just seen the ball come away, and that's why the penalty's being given incorrectly.
He's made a right meal of it, I'm afraid, with the man with the whistle, and he can't believe it. Daniel Smith. It's one-on-one. He's right.
Well, 4 penalties have gone Bradford's way in the opening 10 minutes of this match here, but they haven't been able to capitalise so far. Will they here now with Gale, who gives the ball away? It goes wide, and here is Patel! And Patel will get over the line.
That's a great save. I think Danny Kerman's held him up here. I think, Eddie, you're looking at an absolutely brilliant tackle from the right side second row for the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats.
I'm with you, Brian.
Stuart, what do you think?
Well, it's all about the grounding. Certainly on first look, it looked like the defenders managed to get underneath him, but it is all about this grounding. Does somebody get underneath him? Certainly at that point, the ball looks like it's favoured to get down, but there's no real clear view.
Yes, there's no clear-cut view. You're right, Stuart. There's nothing that would convince you here that he's got the ball down, other than maybe the position of his body and the position of the right arm.
Well, I think you can just about see, on closer scrutiny, you can just about see the ball going down and touching the line on first look there. Certainly he's in a position there for the ball to go down on the line, and I don't think at that point there's anything underneath it. You know,
well, there's the ball there, Stuart, and well, the arm touches it. I think he'll give it, but you can see how it bobs up very, very quickly. I'd have to give this.
I can't give that.
And the decision is a try.
Well, that's the view of the video referees, Steve Ganson and Ian Smith. He grounded the ball in their view, and Adrian Patel gets his second try in as many matches.
Well, that's bad justice as far as I'm concerned, because Daniel Smith should not have been penalised for that, for pinching the ball from Diskin. It put them into a good position. Take nothing away from the dummy runners that came through and came out of the line. You can't afford to do that. The dummy from Patel gets the first try of the game.
Now, still going to see, Steve, on the clear grounding of it, but you're right, Patel, in the end, decided by the video referees, he was strong enough to carry Danny Kermond over the line. It was a good shift play, and the turn-up caught Wakefield out wide. I cannot see the ball down on the ground there. I'm sorry, labour the point, but they've given a video referee decision. I have not seen the ball touch the ground.
I would have gone back to the first shot that they were looking at from the corner, because I think that looked as if it got down on the line, and that would have been enough for me.
Well, it's enough for the video referees. Here's Jamie Foster. He needs only 4 points to get to a career 900. Oh, off the woodwork and the wrong side of the post. So, 4-0 to Bradford.
And fully deserved. And you can see there, you can't come out of the line. Peter Fox. That is very poor defence. They enjoyed it, and why not? All that pressure, at least they've got something on the scoreboard.
Well, Adrian Patel's career looked all over, remember, in 2012 when he had heart problems after the Magic weekend. But he came back last year in 19 appearances. He scored 5 tries. An incredible effort from Patel. And he's now got 2 in 2 matches at the start of Super League 19.
Well, eventually, the home side Wakefield might just wake up. And
well, they might get a bit of discipline as well, because 4 penalties, Steve, has costed them a very, very heavy price.
It is, and they're just building the confidence. That looked high as well. Referee Robert Hicks said it hit the chest.
There's still an awful lot for the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats to get their teeth into this game, because absolutely nothing has gone right for them so far in the opening 13-14 minutes of this match. I don't think they've generally crossed the halfway line with any purpose whatsoever. You know, if they can keep Bradford to only this scoreline with everything that's gone against them, it really will give them some encouragement that at some point they can start hitting back, and that's a good feeling as a player when you've been on the ropes, you've been belted, and all of a sudden you get up and you throw one back.
Yeah, you've got to get back to basics and utilise the big forwards. Got to make sure they get to a good position when it comes to the last. Because the kicking game from Wakefield, as well as the indiscipline, hasn't been all that good.
And Lautiti trying to plough a furrow down the left-hand side, and he gets the first penalty of the match for Wakefield.
You know, it irritates me, this. Mainly due to the fact that all the players, they are professional, and if you're going to keep your hand underneath like that, you're going to get penalised.
Lautiti there as Wakefield supporters find their voice, and maybe the Wildcats find their feet. McShane waits at dummy half, turns the ball inside to Godinet.
Well, McShane really has to up the tempo because he's been completely outplayed by his opposite, Matt Diskin.
Godinet again. Little drop of the shoulder, saw Lautiti was there, keeps on going. That's a good run from Peter Godinet. Got a try on his debut last Sunday at Salford as well. Solid defence now needed from Bradford. That's 4 tackles gone, just a couple of tackles remaining here. Paul McShane fires the pass. Sykes then gives it to Mathers. Mathers gives it wide to Godinet again. And Godinet is wrestled to the ground. Last one coming up here then. Mathers going on his own, goes down the right-hand side. They're waiting for it. He released that backwards, did Kermon. Then hacked back again, further by Mathers. Here is McShane, a chip over the top, looking for the ball.
Well, they were put under all sorts of pressure. They couldn't get the ball away, Wakefield. It finally came on to Paul McShane, who got the kick out. It looked as though he was going to take it easily. Big error.
He won't be happy with that. Luke George gets a start today for Elliot Keir, who's omitted. Formerly with Wakefield, of course, signed from Huddersfield this winter. He's got a great try-scoring record, but that defence will not please either him or his coach. So a glorious opportunity for Wakefield here.
Lovely bit of skill from Paul McShane, a left-footed kick from a hooker who actually wasn't at dummy half. He's kind of free with that and come up with a brilliant play.
That's an important tackle coming in there. And this is McShane again trying to wrestle himself free. And down he goes. Lautiti waits now. Lautiti's a powerful man. Will he go on his own? No, he'll fire the ball into Godinet. Mathers again. Dean Collis is halted by 4 and dropped to the ground on tackle number 4. They've gone backwards slightly. Washbrook, looping pass, Godinet. Godinet gets the ball into the forward Anderson.
Got to be a good kick, got to make sure it gets in the in-goal area.
Godinet will drill the ball in there. Luke George this time picks up, pouches it cleanly, but it's trapped in goal. Great pressure from the Wildcats. This will please Coach Richard Agar.
And it's about the only time that he could offer a little bit of a smile and say, yeah, we get him back into it. That was good pressure. He obviously realised that, remember, this was a mistake by Luke George. So they pushed it through. He put himself in a good position in the end. But the defence was good.
The Wakefield are off the ropes. They've got from one end of the field and they're now well and truly encamped in the Bradford Bulls half. Ironically, it was Luke Gale who gave away the penalty on Lautiti that put them in this position. And for me, that's where I think Wakefield should go. They've done very well to build some pressure, but scrum halves by nature of the beast are smallish and not the best defenders. And Luke Gale is going to defend against Lautiti, and I would expect Wakefield to try and exploit that a little bit more.
Here's a driving run from Scott Anderson. What a run that is.
Somebody's in a bad way. That sounded bad as well, Eddie. I think it was Matt Diskin. Matt Diskin's holding his left arm. We'll see if he can continue if the play breaks down, but that didn't sound good.
And a mistake from Paul Sykes. All that good work comes to naught.
Yeah, the elbow, and it wasn't...
it was Nick Scruton.
Yeah, but it wasn't an elbow into the face. It was just sheer weight. good pressure there. Luke Gale came out, and the error count, well, we said it might take a while for both sides to settle down, but I suppose in many ways,
hasn't that got the makings of a shoulder charge, Stuart?
That was definitely a shoulder charge. No question about that.
18 minutes gone then.
I thought for one moment, Eddie, that perhaps he may have raised the elbow with the ball carrying arm, but he didn't.
Carney gets the pass away. Wakefield with a little bit of pressure, but unable to pierce the Bradford Bulls defence. Here's Diskin, looks like he's A-OK. Patel, the try scorer.
Well, he's been the key so far, hasn't he, Matt Diskin? He really has controlled things very well.
And Gale with a measured kick into the corner, but yes, I was going to say, will it stay in the field of play? It does. Work for Mathers to do. Great chase.
Yeah, great kick, great chase, and Luke Gale, one of the boys, chasing it down. He's had a good start to the game. He's taken the Wakefield Trinity line on, which is what you want to see from your halfback. You want to see him challenge him, running the ball. We also know he's got a great kicking and passing game, so he's showing all facets of that. He has a good game, Luke Gale. Bradford have a big game.
I think now, if you're on behalf of the Wakefield side, get Alawatiti onto Luke Gale. Because they've lost Gaskell, they've got Danny Addy now playing the other halfback. Luke Gale, he's doing absolutely everything in defence. For me, take something off him. Make him do some work. Get your bigger men running at the halfbacks.
Well, we're midway through the first half here, and we've got a wonderful weekend coming up for you live on Sky Sports. 2 massive matches to come. Tomorrow, Leeds and Warrington, 7:30 Sky Sports 1. And on Saturday morning, the Roosters against the Wigan Warriors, live from Sydney from 8:30, Sky Sports 2. Wigan aiming to get on top of the world. Luke George, across the field, gone on the other side. Rumbustious run up towards halfway.
And again, you can see the Bradford over the advantage line with considerable ease. That came about by another poor kick from Wakefield. Richard Agar must be pulling his hair out.
If Walker got to his feet, oh, that ball somehow found its way to Jamie Foster. Foster doing well, holds on to the football. Diskin seems none the worse for the experience with the crack he picked up just a few minutes ago. This is Scruton, plays the ball to Diskin. Luke Gale again will hoist a high kick. Now then, they're all after this. And Richie Mathers is the man who comes up with the goods for the Wildcats.
Took it well, under a lot of pressure as well. Danny Addy was there or thereabouts. Nice high kick. It's a real teaser, well taken by the fullback. So important now that Wakefield try to get good ground forward.
You can see, Steve, statistically how far Bradford have been ahead in metres of tackle success, and even in breaks. An 8-point margin is what we predicted, but you mentioned it earlier, Steve, about 5 minutes ago. Wakefield are without a doubt back in this game. All of the start of the game was in favour of Bradford. Wakefield conceded penalties and made it hard for themselves, but you can say they're back into this game now. I don't believe they're settled, but they're in this game.
Here's Mathers. And that's going to be the turnover, because it was on the last tackle. I don't know whether Richie Mathers heard the call or whether Wakefield heard the call. He looks somewhat bemused, the Wildcats fullback. It's tackle number 5. Yeah, yes, it's tackle number 5. It's obviously a mistake, a misread by Richie Mathers.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, Eddie, he nearly made as much ground as they've been doing with the kicking game so far. So it was a good run by Richie Mathers. The trouble is that when you do the power play and you just get lost out on the field of play, your own teammates don't realise that's on. If they had done, they could have supported him.
Dramatic moment coming up here, because Jarrett Sammett is about to come on for Wakefield against his former club. And will he be able to change the direction of this match in their favour? That's a good run from Reece Lynn.
Great, strong, powerful as well. Yeah, interesting to see Jarrett Sammett. They'll give him a nice welcome, but there he is. He's so talented.
Dean Collis steps through, gets a beautiful ball away. Peter Fox will score for Wakefield.
What a pass!
Beautiful pass from Dean Collis on his 49th appearance for Wakefield. And Peter Fox, the man who played for England 2008-2009, he's edging towards 150 career tries. He knows where the whitewash is, does Peter Fox. That's 146 in his career. He was the top scorer last year for the Wildcats, and he puts them level here tonight.
Sometimes it takes something out of the top drawer to ensure that you can breach a defence. You can see that Bradford's defence is pretty solid, but it was just how Foster, he just came in at the vital moment. Watch him being sucked in by Dean Collis.
And this is how you bring Collis into the game, Steve-O. It's with a wide shift. Give him the ball with a little bit of space. He can do that with his feet and then that with his hands. Peter Fox fluffed his lines a couple of times last Sunday against the Salford Red Devils. Dropped a couple of chances, not on that occasion. He's playing outside a centre, Eddie, that I think would be coveted by many Super League clubs at Dean Collis. Peter Fox should consider himself a lucky man because he'll get plenty of tries playing on the right-hand side of Dean Collis.
Yeah, he's a quality player, that is for sure. The man, Dean Collis, but the way that he just made that half break, it enabled Jamie Foster to jump out and left a clear run for Peter Fox. Did well to bring it round, make it a little bit easier for this fella, Paul Sykes, who has not been in top form in the goal-kicking department.
Now, he only scored one kick successfully last week, and he has not found the mark with his first one tonight. So the scores are level. It's 4 apiece.
Well, Richard Agar must feel as though he's a super coach. Only seconds when he brought on Jared Samet, and Samet got involved, brought in the fullback Richie Mathers. That is top draw stuff. Super pass.
Well, that try, Eddie, has got them back into it, no doubt about that, certainly on the scoreboard. The question mark is now, well, what will happen with Jared Samet? I've got a feeling that Paul Sykes, will go into the centre positions. Matt Ryan perhaps move into the pack and allow Jared Samet to play in the halves.
And what's interesting as well, Alala Atiti is the man that's made way for him working at left second row, so there is a reshuffle that has to be done. It's not the most obvious and not the most cleanest and simplest of substitutions. A lot of bodies got to change position to accommodate it.
Danny Kermon gets to his feet under pressure from Danny Addy. Chev Walker hands it on to Andy Raleigh.
Well, Francis coming to be just a touch disappointed because the Bradford defence has been pretty solid all throughout this game. Ooh, swinging arm there.
Tautai will play it to McShane. McShane has a little run, finds Kermon. Kermon thought about going to the right-hand side, cut back on the inside instead. McShane waits, dummy half. And there is Godinez with the kick, right-footed, but straight into the arms of Luke George. Pounces it safely this time.
And again, a gift. The kicking game has got to improve. Simple as that.
Foster will take the ball forward.
You could see that Luke George had come well in from the wing position. Oh, big error.
It is a big error, and Andy Raleigh pounces on it as well. That's the 0 tackle, so 6 more to come here. And it's with Godinez. And Godinez gets the ball wide, and here they come. That was Samet's first touch. Oh, what a mess. What an absolute mess on this near side. The ball going through legs and hands and all sorts, and Wakefield coughed the possession up.
Well, that's hardly what you would call super.
Well, it's 25 minutes gone. It's 4 apiece. 2 desperate teams we're watching here tonight. Desperate for the points, because they know come the final shakedown in September, October time, these 2 points could be vital to their survival. Remember, 2 teams will drop out of Super League at the end of this year.
Good work there by Addy. Brought in the centre, Adrian Patel. That was good position. Oh, they're losing the ball again.
Went backwards to play on. Foster goes down. Caught a couple then for his corner, did Jamie Foster. Addy, Diskin again. Here he is, linking in well, gets a good ball away. Luke Gale, he is grounded by Tautai. Diskin once again, down the left they go once more. Addy, off the boot, high. Not too many metres forward. Oh, well claimed though. Brilliantly claimed by Patel. He dabs the ball to the in-goal area, and sweeping up to the rescue comes Dean Collis.
Yeah, scruffy set, scruffy end to the set, but they've made the most of it, haven't they? They've kicked it and they've chased. And Patel showed a bit of urgency in getting up to get the ball back, putting a kick in, and a good kick at the end by him. Running and being able to dribble in, forcing Wakefield to drop the ball out. What you would say, Eddie, is these are 2 sides that have had major off-field disruptions. We covered it at the very start of the show. That makes it difficult for the coach to work on combinations. It makes it difficult for the players sometimes. Some of them didn't know who was coming in, who was going to go out of the club. It'll take a while for these two to settle into the season. They will be better as they develop. I was impressed with Wakefield last week. Bradford are certainly showing fight here tonight. They will get better, both of these clubs.
Yeah, that's Manakafor racking up for a run at the Wakefield defence. They do. They have some massive voids to fill, both of these sides. Wakefield, Ben Cockayne, Justin Poore, Tim Smith, Paul Ayton, Kyle Moore, Frankie Mariano, Oliver Wilkes, Lee Smith. They've all departed. And Bradford have got a who's who as well. Jamie Langley, John Bateman to Wigan, Michael Platt, Keith Lulia, Heath Lestrange gone back to Australia, Samet and Carvel, of course, leaving before the season started.
Take a breath, Eddie. Deary me.
It's a list, Steve-O. It's an endless list.
It is, and it's a disappointment, isn't it, for both sides. But
here's Luke Gale. That's a nice little
That's a great kick.
And the ball eventually found its way, courtesy of Collis again, over that dead ball line.
Yeah, well, you can see there that Patel and Foster, they're creating all sorts of problems on this right-hand defence. Good job they're getting back, but it just shows you that the difference between the two sides, yet again, I keep mentioning it. And Richard Agar will be furious because their kicking game is not even up to scratch, but Bradford's is.
Well, both teams still finding line and length, even though we're approaching the half hour. I do like what I saw there from Adrian Purtell. Done for all money by Dean Collis on the try, but he's really upped his game since that mistake. He's stepped, he's made breaks, he's offloaded, he's pushed, he's kicked. He's really answering the call. When you're in trouble, you've got to find out and have a look around who's going to step up. And for me in this, Purtell looks like he's one of their leaders.
Luke Gale's a leader for Bradford too. This is Henry, and it's a penalty because he's been used, one of the players, as a foil. It's a shepherd, it's obstruction.
Yeah, he's just moved into Paul McShane there and blocked him from coming right to make the tackle.
So it's a penalty to the Wildcats, and I think we've got some news of Lee Gaskell, who limped off earlier on for Bradford. Graham Beecroft.
Yeah, well, the news as far as Lee Gaskell is concerned of Bradford, he went off after only 5 minutes with an ankle injury. He's been in the dressing room ever since, Eddie, and they're going to assess him at half-time to see whether he can play any more part in this game.
Well, they would love to get him back on, I'm sure. Lee Gaskell, debut last week against Castleford, arrived from Salford, ex-St Helens, just like Foster. Both of those, of course, Foster and Gaskell at one stage were regarded as outstanding youngsters for the Saints. But here they are now plying their trade elsewhere in the Super League. Meanwhile, it's Wakefield. Samet goes without it. Oh, there'll be a few smiles on the Bradford faces as a result of that.
Nothing wrong with the pass either.
And there's Anthony Mullally, who's on.
Well, I know they've had a little bit of rain the north this afternoon, but really shouldn't be affecting their handling skills at the moment.
Tell you what, he's huge, Anthony Mullally. Paul, you had him at witness, did you? He's on the ball again. This man's massive.
He's a giant of an athlete, to be fair. He just needs game time and game time at this level. Give him enough ball, he'll make enough yardage.
He's on loan from Huddersfield. And here is a penalty going Bradford's way again.
Well, it should have been a penalty earlier than that. Jared Samet, to me, came in on the flop. Came in very, very late. You see it. And he's got him for messing around. Ryan.
Well, spurning the opportunity of taking the 2 points on offer at Bradford. And remember, they have a goal kicker in Jamie Foster who can kick from anywhere. I know his first effort was off the woodwork. That's why we have the 4-point ball game, 4 apiece. Loose pass, another loose pass. Another retreat from Adrian Patel.
Well, on neither side are getting through the basics. They've got to sort this out.
The Bulls might do look a little bit one-dimensional, don't they, with Gaskell off the field with the injury from the opening minutes. Everything they've got's coming through Luke Gale. They need to throw some variety into that.
I think Wakefield are going to be given a public warning here, Stuart.
Well, they are. The previous penalty, there was a flop, as you mentioned, and he sort of let him get away with that, but then they just held on too long. And the same here, they've made the tackle, they should be coming away, and they've gone back in on the ball to stop the ball being played quickly. So quite rightly, they put on a caution.
Well, the penalty count now is 6-2 in Bradford's favour.
And you could see the look on the coach, Richard Agar. He's not impressed.
So here at Bradford, camped underneath the Wakefield post again. Diskin is scheming, looking left, right and back right again. And it's with Gale. Gale pops the ball up. Here's a chance for Carney! And Brett Carney scores under the sticks for Bradford. Well, these penalties are killing Wakefield. Absolutely killing the Wildcats stone dead. They're on a warning, Wakefield, and what's more, they've conceded a try in the back of the latest one.
Well, it's a penalty, no doubt about it, messing around on Danny Eddy, and this is a bit fortunate. You can see there that no one picked it out. That was poor defence by Wakefield.
I think it was great setup, Steve-O. Danny Addy was where you'd expect the fullback to be, perhaps sweeping out a little wider. So Brett Carney on that occasion has hung on the inside, the left-hand shoulder of Luke Gale. In the event of something like this happening, if he didn't get it first time, if there was a breakdown in play and an offload was there, Carney would be there to pick up the pieces. He, like his team, are dragging themselves into the game now.
And he's been so consistent, Brett Carney, over the past few years. And he scored now on each of his last 3 visits to this ground, tries home and away against Wakefield last season.
And you know, Eddie, he probably would, if Gaskell had been out on the field of play, he probably would have been going outside, playing the normal full-back role.
Foster adds the extras. Bradford have the lead 10 points to 4.
And fully deserved, I might add. But you just make the point with Brett Kearney and you say they've lost the standoff Gaskell. So he's had to make himself available in playing midfield more than he normally would. Normally the fullback would come in out wide, maybe inside or outside the centre. But it was Johnny on the spot on that occasion, and they fully deserved the lead.
He's 30 years of age. Very consistent performer. You know, Bradford never out of Super League. In fact, they were Super League, weren't they, in the early years? And they've won twice as many games as Wakefield at this level. Wakefield missed the first 3 Super League seasons. How about this, though, for skill from Adrian Patel?
Wonderful stuff. Well, he's having a while of a game, that is for sure. For the first try.
Big Manakafoa takes it forward for Bradford again, 30 metres from his own line. Plays the ball to Diskin. This Mullally once again, Irish international, 22 years of age. Size 12 boots, and the kick from Gale right down and into the arms of Rhys Lynn. Now, Rhys Lynn is a young man trying to make a name for himself, the former England Academy international. He wants to try and cement this wing place for himself in 2014. That's high round the head of Peter Fox. Mullally, the culprit.
Yeah, he knows it too. Fox would have felt it. Just trails the left arm right across.
Well, he's 6'16", I think, Anthony Mullally, and he just needs to bend them knees and get that shoulder across the body of his opponent. Just because you're up there doesn't mean you can stay up there. And it's a disappointment, that, because that's probably one of the first kicks from Bradford that's actually not been caught on the full. It's hit the floor. The line chase was decent. They just didn't need to concede a penalty like that.
Paul, I love the expression. He needs to bend his knees slightly. It would help if he keeps his arms down.
Well, Mullally wearing 29. He had a 12-month session in Australia, didn't he, Paul, with the Brisbane Broncos?
Went and did some work with one of the best clubs in the world and came back a much better player.
Well, now, can Wakefield make some hay from that penalty that they've just received? There's been a lot of penalties in this first half, I must say. Here's Godinet again. Mullally gets to him with a little bit of help from Danny Addy. Down he goes. Peter Godinet.
They've got to utilise the dummy runner here in Wakefield.
Godinet played World Cup for Samoa. Here is Samet. Pops the ball up. Washbrook. Bradford solid again in defence. That's 4 tackles gone. They're 6 metres shy of the line, Wakefield. Godinet gets it wide. Collis rides the tackle well for Patel. Great work from Dean Collis. And down he goes a metre shy of the line. We're coming up to the last tackle. Oh, trying to pinch one from dummy half is the skipper, Kermon. Now, has he got this down? Here's another decision for the video referees. Only needs to check the grounding, that's all. So has Danny Kermont scored here, Stuart?
Well, it's a very similar decision to the first one we saw tonight. The touch judge has actually called that he was short in the turnover, and I think he's got a pretty good view on that side. So he's probably going to be going with what he says, I think. You can see the ball there. You can see that it's up off the ground. Unlike the first one, there's no hint that it might have touched the ground. You can see it up there all the time. This angle might help better. This is the view that the touch judge had. He called it short or held up.
I think he may have got it down, Stuart.
Well, I'm not sure he's got it down, but I think it's actually over the line. So
well,
it shouldn't be a handover. It should be a 20-meter restart. Play the ball 10 meters out.
I think he's got this down. It's only on that when you just move it on that it comes up.
It's very similar to the first one, isn't it? It's just that little point. Does he actually get it down on the ground?
Yes, it's as down as much as Patel's is, don't you think?
Yeah, I'd give this as a try.
Well, you would. Stuart's debating.
It's there. That's enough, surely.
The people that matter, of course, are these two, Ian Smith, Steve Ganson.
Well, still not convinced. They're trying to find another angle, and I think
well, that shows clearly it's up.
That might be the one that will give the decision there. See, the ball's on the leg. Move it on. It's always up off the ground, that one.
Yeah,
so we think this should be chalked off. Let's see.
And the decision is no
Well, it was a good effort, wasn't it, there by Danny Kermont. It looks as though they were going to look for the kick, but he went on that power play on that short blind side.
It was that last shot that they found.
Yeah, you could see it hit the knee quite clearly.
And full marks to the video referees. Remember, in 2014, they are in control of their own cameras. They're working things out, working things themselves.
Not only that, Eddie, they have access now to all the corner cameras that can help them. The touch screen has made it easy for them.
Stuart, you obviously must have had a word, did you, or somebody had a word?
Well, there was a bit of a mix-up on the restart, but we've got the right one eventually, so they've gone back for the play the ball 10 metres out because the ball was held up in goal.
Okay, so Bradford then. The ball comes out again. It's another penalty now then. Well, they're on a warning, aren't they?
Well, that was just a lazy arm from Paul McShane.
Stuart, I didn't see the signal. I didn't see the do-si-do, the round and round and round the robins and all that business.
No, they certainly had a word with them.
Is that signal still in?
That signal's still in, yes.
So they've got to point at them and turn it round and round and round the arm.
That's right. Do-si-do, I think you call it.
Well, something like that, yeah.
So if they don't do it, then they're not on a warning.
No, it doesn't sound like it, does it? Because there was the penalty for everyone to see, and they're still a full complement of 13 aside.
So they got a verbal, but they didn't get the arm action.
No, they've got to have the arm action, and then they know the next one's on the way to the bin. Solid run coming in, but he loses the ball. There's Adam Henry, and here goes Rhys Lynn in response. Oh, he's through 2 tackles. Can't get through 3 and 4.
Well, I thought for one moment there that Rhys Lynn was going to show the real speed on the outside, but he stepped in and beat 2.
Solid hit by Mullally on Raleigh, and back he goes. Andy Raleigh dragged back about 5, 6, 7 metres. And the Wildcats going wild on the sideline. Thought that was a penalty, but here they come again with Tuluma Tautai. McShane down the short side, dabbing it in, looking for the chaser. Oh, I don't think he got there. Luke George, I think, beats Paul Sykes to the race.
Did he get a fingertip? I think there'll be a dropout from underneath. It was a neat little kick, wasn't it? McShane put it through. Yeah, just got there to George. Nice option. Probably the best kick that we've seen from Wakefield in this half. Sykes denied. George is there first.
Third goal line dropout that Wakefield have forced.
Well, Wakefield could have dodged a bullet as we close into the end of this first half. Poor penalty from Paul McShane, but the Wildcats have forced the ball free. They've got to the other end of the field, and they're building some pressure with a few moments to go.
That's a great dropout, though. Tremendous dropout into the other half of the field, collected by Mathers. And here comes Andy Raleigh again. So what have we got left on the watch? A minute and a half. So this could easily be Wakefield's last chance to get themselves back level at the halfway point.
Well, this is the type of position that you look for Jared Samet to come up with something individual.
He's waiting for it to come from Washbrook, but it never arrived. He's standing there, first receiver, left-hand side from McShane, who goes right, finds Tai instead.
Again, good defence, good work there.
McShane once more. Here is Samet. Samet taking it to the line.
Oh,
and he loses the ball. Well, it's not been the most brilliant start for Jared Samet.
Well, at least he tried it. But that was good work by Luke Gale, wasn't it? Real crunch time.
He does look a threat, doesn't he, Jared Samet? I like a halfback that goes at the line. It's not all about the passing game or the kicking game. As a defender, scrum half, standoffs frighten the life out of you when they step off that outside foot and straighten up.
Adam Henry picks himself up, plays the ball there. Here is Danny Addy again. Got away from Raleigh. He won't get away from Tai or Danny Kermond.
He's had a good game as Danny Addy. He's kicking as well.
Thrust into the piece early, wasn't he, with the injury to Lee Gaskell. This is Chev Walker. Manages to smuggle the ball back. Big Manakafoa will take it forward. The arms are free. He gets the ball away too. It's 0. There's 6 to go here for Bradford. Golden opportunity to score more points in the last... Well, no, not in the last 3 seconds. This is the last play.
Get it up. Kick it.
And Gale does. Invites Luke George to have the chase. Mathers is there. Mathers surely will just hoof this out of play, won't he? No, he'll take the tackle. Held on to the ball. Down he goes. That's the end of a helter-skelter, mistake-ridden first half. Exciting for all of that, though. It was 4-4 for long periods. And then Bradford just got their noses in front, courtesy of Brett Carney's try 8 minutes before the break and Foster's goal.